Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. It's for an Amazon FBA business created in May of 2020 in the kitchenware niche. The average monthly revenue for the business is $36,232 and makes an average of $7,235 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon Seller Central account with 9 SKUs, a Facebook page with about 200 subscribers, an email list with around 50 subscribers, US trademark, and as a disclaimer, inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to verified buyers. So for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 60373 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Sebastian. How are you doing today?
Hi, Nick. I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having me here. How are you?
Absolutely. And I'm doing great. And I am looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to start us off, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. So my background in building and running online businesses is somehow limited. I've had some creative ideas in the past, and I did sell some products online. And it's been on my mind since I was a young kid. So I was always curious, and loved to research about what the next thing could be. So back in 2013, when I was 21, I did sell some imported products through an online website. And the sales were online, but I had to meet personally with the buyer to hand out the purchased products. So that experience when I was 21 and then running and building this current business is my experience with running online businesses.
That's awesome. Seems like, I know we talked a little bit earlier about this being your first business of this nature and this being ready for sale. So that's definitely an accomplishment. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. So let's talk about the niche. Why did you choose this niche in particular?
Good question. Well, this niche is something I'm a particular fan of. I do like the home and kitchen category, and I really like this type of material, which is natural, eco-friendly. Even though I do love the product material and what it is all about, the niche needs to be profitable as well. And after doing the maths and finding out what the numbers could be, I did see an opportunity as a profitable niche. So I just decided to go ahead and pursue these kind of products.
Nice. A balance between something that you're interested in and profitability. So very good.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, great. So why are you deciding to sell the business now instead of keeping it and growing it?
Well, for every entrepreneur, every business has a beginning and an end. And I love to create and build success stories and products. Operating as a self-owned business is good too, but it's different. Not exactly what I'm passionate about. There are probably better businessmen out there with a talent for operating and scaling this brand. I think it's time to give it to someone who is interested in that. And I would like to see this brand in a decade's time and to be proud of having been the creator of it. And apart from this, I'm also looking to get involved in a different industry. I want to work in the renewable energy industry, more in like a dynamic, young and enthusiastic environment. And I want to collaborate with my time in producing well for our planet. I know it sounds cliche, but it's a personal goal.
Oh, that's awesome. I recently listened to like a Spotify podcast called How to Save the World. And I think it's definitely inspiring. So I don't think it's cliche at all to have an aspiration to want to do work like in that area. I think a lot of people should probably focus their attention in that area, to be honest.
Exactly. If we all help, with little things, everything can work out better. So yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about the business itself. This business is pretty young, but you've been able to grow it very quickly. So through that journey, what did you learn from building this that just seemed to work?
So I've learned that, every single goal you have in your life is achievable. Sometimes your goals might sound a bit distant, but just taking small steps and one day your goal will be up there and running. And then from this business, I also did understand that if you know who your customer is and if you understand their feelings, their needs, and if you target, improvements into those needs to satisfy them, you will have a winner as a product. So yeah, it's all about understanding what you're doing for you, who you're doing it, and then just improve the needs.
Yeah, nice. That might be the title of this podcast episode, just focusing on small steps to build a six-figure business. It has a ring to it. Nice. And focusing on customers, of course, too. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So that seemed to work out pretty well for you. Was there anything that you tried with this business that didn't work out as well?
Yeah, that takes me back when I was doing product research and I found out like a really popular and hot product that looked really well to sell. And I tried to chase this product more like, I would say it was more like a hyped product. And I wanted to launch it sooner than others. And eventually I did find out that it wouldn't be profitable and I canceled the order. So yeah, it's just about realizing, what it is and if it's going to work. So yeah, don't chase anything which is too good to be true.
Yep. Trying to launch a product or have the competitive advantage by just launching first, that can be a race to many things, like a race to the bottom price wise and just ultimately unprofitable.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, currently at this phase of the business, can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business for maintenance?
Yep, correct. So I would separate this on daily basis tasks, which take me more like 30 or 45 minutes a day. I do open up my Seller Central account, check current open orders. I go also into the brands tab and check for new reviews. I check also for new feedback comments. I check any new unread messages and make sure I do answer any inquiries. I usually also jump just into the Amazon shopping webpage and I check my current listings, all of them, see if there's any difference from past days on the bestseller rankings. And I check also my competitor listings, see how they're doing very quickly, just a first glance to start the day. And yeah, just check and compare with yesterday's performances. That's pretty quick, 30 or 45 minutes total. And then on a weekly basis, I check the performance of my campaigns, just the most important metrics. And correct, yeah, the advertising campaigns. And I adjust any, underperforming keywords, just pretty quick as well. I check the inventory in general, just total inventory per SKU in Amazon, the inventory sitting at my 3PLs, the inventory which is in transit, and I also check how the inventory that is in production is doing and the quantities. So that's on the inventory side. I usually have a chat about my current productions with the supplier, and he will give me more information on how that is going and doing so that I can update any new dates on the finish dates or on the shipping dates. So it's important to be on top of the inventory that is in production as well. And then just lastly, on like a monthly basis, things that you don't change day by day, which are I check my main keywords on the search volume, like on third-party softwares, to identify if there are any trends or seasonality on them. And then given on that search volume, I adjust the campaign budgets and sometimes as well on the bids. And then lastly, I talk to my supplier about any new product ideas that he might have, since he's in China and they are on top of every new things that are coming out. And yeah, we just discussed what else could be done, to keep growing. And I would say all of these tasks take me no more than 10, 12 hours a week. So that's pretty much what I'm doing today to maintain the business.
Got it. I like how you communicate with your supplier and just ask about different product opportunities and ways to grow the business, just having that kind of relationship with your manufacturer. Maybe that's more common than I realized, but usually you just hear about people like doing their product selection and then just communicating to the manufacturer to ask them to make it, as opposed to interacting with them a little bit more.
Yeah, on my side, I do communicate very often. I can't compare it to other sellers, but this has been a really great approach. He wants to sell more, I want to sell more. So if we're two people thinking on how to improve, definitely it's more beneficial.
Yeah, I like it. All right. So let's go on to opportunities. If you were to keep the business, what are some ways you would try to grow it?
Yeah, great question. If I would keep running the business, I would create and launch some other variations within my current products. So these variations consist of bundling some current products or by adding different accessories to them in order to target all kind of customers. Saying this, if you add inexpensive accessories, you can, target maybe people who just don't want to spend too much money on products. And then, you can have a cheap product out there and that quality is proven, so it's all about being creative and bundling, other things. And then you may come out with a great product. Then I would also deploy more inventory to play with promotions and coupons, especially for Q4. If you have a ton of inventory in the US, yeah, you can play with the promotions, what customers do like when offering, specials. So that's something I haven't done. And I would immediately launch my main products into other Amazon marketplaces, and benefit from the Sell Globally program. I've heard it's really simple to do, and many people, as soon as they see they have a winner, they just launch internationally in other marketplaces just through Amazon, which is quite easy. So that's something a buyer can do immediately with this brand. I would also launch other products in the new validated material I was working on. So this product is mainly just one material, but I've started launching another product with a different material, which is working fine. Should just expand that material as well. And then just optimize probably my listings, with a graphic designer, copywriter, to make it look 100% professional. I do think it looks really, really good, but I think there's room for improvement on the listing side, details as well.
Nice. Well, definitely a lot of opportunities for improvement and growth. So that's great to
Yeah.
hear. Of course, with opportunities, there's always a degree of risk with any business. So, what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
Yeah, good question as well. So on this brand side, the risk I find the greatest is running out of stock. And with that, I suggest to the new buyer to always have that in mind. Logistics are super stressful, and you never know if the vessel can be delayed either for a pandemic situation or God knows what. So it hasn't happened too often, and we've been through the worst times in this pandemic, but it is an important subject. If cash flow isn't an issue, overstocking this product isn't a bad idea. They are long life, shelf like products and won't suffer from sitting in the packaging. And another thing on the brand, overspending on marketing campaigns within Amazon is risky. This can be really tricky because you want to target specific search terms, but you need to know whether they are relevant to the products or not. Not everyone is a specialist on PPC. If you're not, make sure you're not overspending. If you are, it'll be easy. And then on the Amazon side, you depend on them. So you need to apply and with the term of services. So you always need to be updated with the new rules, which, are usually pretty standard, but you have to be informed. So yeah, that's something I would say to the new buyer.
Yeah, definitely good points. Inventory, PPC, and just abiding by Amazon's terms of services.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, some housekeeping questions to wrap this up. How much
Yeah.
support are you willing to offer a new buyer?
I'm willing to support the new buyer with more than the default support period. I'm really emotionally attached to the brand and I want it to be a growth opportunity for the new owner. So I'm looking to help to make this a smooth transition. And numbers wise, the owner can contact me unlimited times per email for 3 months and we can schedule a call once a week. I want to fully support the new buyer and I want him to be or her to be successful. So yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% committed in supporting.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Okay. And would you commit to a non compete on this business?
Yeah, I would commit to a non-compete agreement. Absolutely, yes.
Okay, perfect. And are you open to something like an earnout?
Yeah, I'm open to hearing what the buyer has to offer. I don't want to close any doors, and I'm not a stubborn person, so we can manage and discuss a potential earnout payment. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. And last two questions. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
You should consider buying this business because it is profitable, it is a small business, and has a ton of growth potential. Customers love the products, and they would definitely buy more if I had more available. The appropriate time and resources will determine what the future of the brand will look like. Finding great quality for the appropriate price is usually the biggest concern, and you don't have that with this brand.
Got it. Well said. Okay, and last question. Is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
No, well, you touched on the most important topics. So if there's any other questions that the buyer have, he can or she can schedule a call and we can jump into more details. Absolutely.
Yes, well said. The next step would be to schedule a conversation with you. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up here. So, Sebastian, thank you so much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode. And I hope your business is purchased in the near future and by the right buyer.
Thanks, Nick. It's been a pleasure. And absolutely, I'm happy to jump into a call.
Yeah. All right. Wonderful. I hope you have a lot of them. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 60373. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.